What is happening, guys? Ironman Fuzz back again with a video. Bit of a delay on the last video, well, since the last video, because I've just been crazy busy working an extra job, looking after Zoe. Everything's just crazy, you know, for all of us. This is why I wanted to start this channel, just because I wanted to do like a real normal person trying to do triathlon and share my journey with it, you know. Like, I don't get 10 to 15 hours a week to ride a bike and stuff, but here we are doing the best we can, so let's get into it. So before I get into a couple of like little tweaks and things that I've been doing in general for my training, I'm just going to sort of let you know that after that I'm going to jump into Strava and look at a couple of efforts, including a 10k time trial for the run and a FTP effort on the bike, which I'm pretty interested in, and it should be quite cool to like look into, especially with the lack of mileage that I've done this year and the extra strength that I've done and stretching and stuff like that. So that's coming up in a second. So loads to cover in this video. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically get you up to speed with where I'm at. I got Ironman Swansea, which is the 70.3 event, coming up in about 2 weeks, and well, maybe just over 2 weeks. Let me just double check. Going 16 days. So I'm probably going to start tapering in about 6. I'm not really where I wanted to be exactly, but you just got to make do with what we got to do. I'm going to break this video into 2 parts. So this is part 1 and part 2, and it's basically going to be my final block of training up to taper. So like sort of 7 weeks out to 10 days out, and that's going to be in 2 parts. This is part 1. But before I get into that, I'm going to just go over a couple of other things. So my bike fit, I've always struggled with my bike fit. If you've seen any of my other videos, hashtag wonky legs, etc., it's always been a bit of a problem. But right now, I'm in a comfortable position where it's like, I'd say like 80% comfortable on each position. So drops, hoods, and tri bars and stuff. But the other day, I sort of did a bit of experimenting, and I found like I unlocked an extra level on the tri bars just from, you know, adjusting my bike fit. If you know, I'm not a bike fitter, qualified or unqualified or whatever, but like if you do anything with your bike, I highly recommend like just having like a spreadsheet with all the numbers on. So I've literally just got tape measure, and I just measure a couple of points, standard points, but also a couple of extra data points, so that I can put them all together to like get closer. So a lot of people might just measure the seat post height from the, you know, where it comes out of the seat tube. I'll measure from clamp to clamp, and then I'll measure the distance that I have on the rails in front of the clamp, on the seat clamp. So like if you've got more points, then you can use them all to get closer to where you were. But generally I'm feeling pretty strong. I did go out the other day for a training ride, and I came back and my back was like in pieces. I couldn't believe like how bad it was, basically, and it wasn't too far off my regular fit, so I've adjusted that. But bike fit is super important. I think it's overlooked. I think a lot of people just jump on and suffer and just get through it, but it's not about that. It's about like optimizing performance and being comfortable. So that's my bike fit, and I've got a plus 8mm axle on the right hand side, and I was up till a couple of weeks ago standard axle on the left, but I have put a plus 8 on the thing. I'm in between basically, and it's annoying that I can't just like go and pick up off the shelf a kind of in the middle axle like on its own. I told you before about keeping up with my completing my fitness instructor course, so that's cool that I've got 2 days in the evenings back from that. And I've been a bit slack really. I was trying to be really good and like make sure I got like a couple of core strength sessions in and stretching and doing all the stuff that we all know we should do, but we don't always do. But I have been using my where is it? That's not here. Like my calf board stretch thing to stretch my calves. That's as soon as I finish a ride or a run, using the calf stretching thing. It's just like a wedge board, and you stand on it. Working on my hamstring stretches with some track stretches, and also I'm trying to sort of condense the time down from like finishing a session to like getting those carbs and that protein in. Normally I would like, after a run for example, I would like have a 10-minute walk to walk down, and I thought, oh, I'm being really good. But you know, I think it's not really. So you need to get those carbs and that protein in within you know, 20 minutes is what I've been reading. I'm not a qualified coach yet, but that's what the general consensus is, to try and get, you know, your carbs and your protein in within 20 minutes. So I've been adapting my training to get back. I'm going to go into some numbers now. This is going to be like 6 weeks to 3 weeks. This is going to be 6 weeks to 3 weeks. This is going to be 6 weeks out to 3 weeks out before my first 70.3 Swansea. I'm going to jump into Strava and look at a couple of efforts I've done and just like see if if less is more, if less training and a bit more strength training is actually paying off. I think it'll be pretty cool. Right, let's get into it. So far this year, we are 2024. I'm obviously recording this ahead of time. This is part 1 of 2 of my final block of training, which is from 6 weeks out to 3 weeks out. So we have, let's have a look, 191. Let's just have a look at the Strava stuff, because sometimes you feel like you haven't done anything, and then you can, you know, it turns out you actually have. So I've done 191 hours, 2,137 kilometers, blah, 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 blah. Right, okay, so let's look at June. Actually, May the 2nd to the 22nd is what we want to look at. So May the 2nd. So we got some structured running, swim. Yeah, this isn't the best view to show you. Some of these are just like, or just from the 2nd to the 22nd, right? So from the 2nd to 22nd, we'll just go quick, like first week, strength and conditioning, little recovery ride, broken into 2 parts on the Wednesday. Thursday we don't want to go here. Structured run. So yeah, because I'm lacking on time, I'm doing sort of 45 minutes of my zone 2 training, and then adding some threshold bits in there, and then topping it off with like proper anaerobic efforts at the end. So it's just about trying to work smart and stuff, really. Let's have a look. Let's go back, and I'll get onto there's a 10k time trial and an FTP test in here somewhere, which I'm quite interested to dig into, because I've done less mileage and grunt work and more sort of smarter training, if you will. Just, you know, and it's only because I don't have any time to do it, and that I've decided to do it this way. I do feel like getting, you know, crunching in those big zone 2 efforts. See, that's just like stretching, bit of walking, nothing on the Friday. Afternoon swim. So this is like 6 weeks out. What's my swim looking like? 2k meters. Swimming is definitely one that I'm lacking with. You know, this year I've just not had time to get to the pool, and the pool got weird times. Lanes are never open when you need them. It's a pain. So 2 kilometer distance, averaging 159, 40-minute moving time. It's not too bad. I was doing the full in about 2, maybe just over 2 minutes per 100. So 6 weeks out, we're at like, you know, 159 per 100. Sunday off. What we got here? So we got some weight training Tuesday and a walk. Again, if I had the time, I'd probably be on the bike or running. Pre-instructor assessment. So yeah, this is like when I had my fitness instructor course. So I just did like an hour on the bike, zone 2. Nothing crazy. What was this? Okay, so here we are, 5 weeks out, push for time. Went Thursday, did a 10 run. And averaging 5 minute 11 kilometers. Not too bad. There's a bit of elevation in here as well. It's not too hot. Let's look at the heart rate. I'm trying to keep my heart rate under like 160 for like zone 2 training, and I'll let it, 145 for my zone 2 efforts, and then I'll let it creep up, and I'll let it go when I know I got nothing afterwards, and recovery isn't too bad. So yeah, literally this is 10k run. What day was that? Let's go back. So 5 weeks out, I've done one run so far on this week, which is 10k, sort of slightly faster. And then straight on the bike, just to spin my legs over. Again, trying to be smart. I'm just trying to sort of tick over and just get that blood flowing and get a bit of recovery. I wouldn't have done this before, like for my falls that I've done in the last couple of years. I would not be doing it. Maybe this was just like this is probably just what do you call it, like a fit test, because I'm constantly tweaking my fit. Nothing crazy. How long are we going there? 40 minutes, it's not nothing. 40 minutes, what are we averaging power-wise? 177. Yeah, see, it's just about consistency. And obviously I'm recording this in the future looking back, but I really do feel like I could have added in a little bit extra here and there. Just nothing crazy, nothing big, nothing intense, just like little 40-minute zone 2 efforts on the bike, squeeze them in. So week 5, we've done 40 minutes on the bike, 10k run. What else we got? Yeah, and then Friday afternoon row. So I've fallen off the wagon with this, but I was trying to get like 2k rows done a week, and I really feel like the benefit in that upper back area where I'm kind of weak. So when I can get a bit more consistency and I've just got things under control a bit, like, because everything's just crazy at the moment, I'm going to definitely try and keep up with the rowing. So again, nothing crazy at all, nothing like this is a completely empty week compared to what I'd want to do. And then 20 minutes core, is it 20 minutes? 30 minutes. Here we are 4 weeks out. Right, Monday, 2k row, an hour, finally, something. Yeah, so I'm testing my fit change here to get more on the glutes and quads. Fit change to get more quads, less glutes working. First outdoor ride in ages. Breaking a few records there, but that could just be luck with traffic and stuff. I personally don't try and hang on to like these segments because I think they can be a bit distracting. Averaging power, estimated average power, because I didn't have a power meter on, 173. Average speed, 23. I'm trying to get that up a little bit. But it's against me because we're like 4 weeks out and I should be building here and I'm not. So let's have a look. More walking. So weeks 5 and 4 up till Friday, we're looking pretty empty. There's no big building efforts in here at all. Like 1 week recovery might be like normal, but this is basically 2 weeks recovery. So let's have a look. Saturday, week 4, threshold ride. So I did an hour on the trainer. Yeah, an hour on the trainer. And I got a power record. So less could be more, perhaps. You know, we're looking at like, you know, if it was in my control and I could, I'd be doing a lot more mileage and a lot more effort than I have done. But lo and behold, I got a power record for an hour and a power record for 30 minutes, and I wasn't really trying. In my head, I was kind of just aiming for 200 watts over the hour. Yeah, I mean, that's a good sign, I guess, right? So, like typical me, I'm like, okay, I just did a really hard effort. Let's do another really hard effort. I got another power record on the 30 minutes. And on the 20 minutes, I didn't ride as long, only for 35 minutes. But after the power record for the hour the day before, yeah, that's looking all right. Maybe I need a bit more recovery time than I think. So riding for 35 minutes, weighted average power, 227 watts. I think there's a bit more left there on the table with the bike fit as well. You know, hashtag wonky legs boom, going to that saga now. And now coming up to the end of week 4, that was it. So basically, two super long weeks of like recovery and not much. A little bit of strength training, a little bit of rowing to help on my weak areas. And then I'm breaking my 1 hour power record, and the following day breaking my half-hour and 20-minute power record. 3, what's my full swim looking like? 2 kilometer swim, 39.43, that's 159 per 100. Given I've not been in a pool at all and I've just had no time, that's all right, I'll take that. So I think I had did I have a heart rate? No heart rate data for that. Right, no, so this was a brick, that zone 2 run we just went into was a brick run. So tiny bit of a swim Monday, nothing on Tuesday, Wednesday. This is week 3 now, going into 70.3 training, 3 weeks to go for the 70.3. Wednesday we've got the run we just did, quality zone 2 10k, and then the ride. So that was a brick run. This is the ride before it. Got a PR on the 5 mile lane going for the 10. So all my numbers are going up, and these, you know, it seems to be working, but I don't like that I'm not doing as much. It's just probably something we all think about, you know, like if you're not doing loads of work, you feel like you're not progressing, but maybe in this case, I'm doing less work and progressing. Personal record on that 5 mile lane, blast it across the gap. That could be weather and traffic and stuff, though. I'm not going to pay too much attention to that. Averaging 157 watts. There's no power meter, so that's just a rough average. The speed is what I'm interested in. Speed's slightly higher, so 23.3. And this is with the 110 mil stem. I kind of need a bigger frame bike, I think. I'm just sort of in 80% comfortable on between the drops, the bars and everything else. So we did, so yeah, 3 weeks to go. I did a brick ride run on the Wednesday. On the Thursday, intervals. This is going to be the first intervals I've done in a long time. 3 weeks out from the 70.3. Probably not, you know, the most perfect plan. 3 by 2 minute intervals. I think I found this quite hard, actually. Like, uncomfortable. I'm not comfortable with that. I'm not comfortable with those efforts, like, and it's a mental thing. I think I just need to do them more to get in that zone and be like, yeah, this is what it feels like. So this day I did 3 45-minute blocks of zone 2 training. Let's have a look at the heart rate on that. Yeah, it's kind of too low, if anything. So I've done 2 hours on the 2 45-minute sessions on the bike. This is week 3 coming in, like going in for 70.3 Swansea. And then my third zone 2 effort, which was 45 minutes, was just a run, steady run. So let's have a look at the heart rate quick. Yeah, keeping it under 145. So yeah, if I could keep, so I've done 3 45-minute blocks of zone 2 training, because I'm too busy to do them in one go, but hopefully that's a good thing because it means my body's recovering a little bit in between. I can fuel up and stuff. So if I could have more days like that, I'd be pretty happy. And we got Friday, walk, so prehab and strength and conditioning stuff, some pull-ups, which are ridiculous. Yeah, and basically core workout and some strength and some prehab stuff on my hip flexors and my shoulders. So Friday's just taking over, a few little maintenance jobs. Saturday, what we got? 45 minutes on 2 block on Saturday, so it's not too bad really. This week ending 3 weeks out, I've got quite a bit of zone 2 training done, which most people, you know, a walk, gentle spin, so a bit of recovery ride Sunday. So, I mean, all in all, it's like not bad at all, really. Like I'm getting a bit of mileage in there, and I'm like building up and stuff, but nothing crazy. A couple of intervals, a couple of like harder efforts, but nothing like mega crazy. So let me just get this screen back. So yeah, I mean, like, I'm just sharing this because like I want other people to realize that it's not perfect, and you can, you know, like life isn't perfect basically. I don't think I've had any race go to plan with the training that I want. So, and I've done particularly less on this for this 70.3, as you can see, for this up to 3 weeks out. Maybe I could get some, maybe I can summarize it a bit better, but like I'm breaking records. I'm breaking my power numbers records, and I'm feeling a bit stronger. So yeah, I think that what I learned as a fitness instructor is really paying off a little bit, and I'm not even doing that much. And if I had even more time, how much, you know, I just think how much more productive it will be to sort of split it up and do less hours on the bike and running, and like a bit more rowing and a bit more strength and a bit more flexibility and stuff. So that's it. That's the end of this video. That is my part one of two of my final training block for Ironman Swansea 70.3. And in the next video, which will be coming very, very shortly, a couple of days time probably, I'm gonna chuck in part 2 of 2 for my final block of training for Ironman Swansea 70.3. And I'll probably be a nervous wreck going, oh, I haven't done enough and I need to do this and I need to, but that's where we are and there's nothing we can do about it. We can just do the best we can. And it feels good to be making videos again. I've just been like super busy, like I said, with that part-time job. I was doing college 2 days a week. Everything's just been really crazy, but just, you know, I want to connect with you guys. I want to, you know, see how everyone's doing. Cardiff Tries is coming up. If this video goes out in time, Cardiff Tries in a couple of days time. I've got a couple of buddies doing that. So yeah, hope everyone's doing all right. Hope your training's going to plan. Hope you're all doing great. I hope your training's going to plan, and I will catch up with you in a bit.